Hey guys, it's Brendan from Blank Fact, and I'm here with my second web series video. I actually just got back from a 6 mile run, so I'm very tired and exhausted, but I got pretty good feedback on my last video, and I like doing it, so I decided to go ahead and make a second one. Basically, what I was going to talk about today was the self-development lifestyle again. I'm going to get into more in-depth concepts with that, but from the beginning, when I made this web series video, I decided I wanted to be pretty straightforward and serious with you guys, and the things that I go through. I'm going to be real, and hopefully the stuff that I go through and the mindsets and the concepts that I have internally, I can help you with your life. So without further ado, basically the past week has been hell. I've been very stressed out. There's been many situations through my fault. It was my fault, and other situations no fault of my own. But I became very stressed out and almost even slipped into depression for about, I'd say, 20 minutes. But there's ways to counteract that and get yourself back on your feet. One question that or actually it's a statement that people always tell me, a lot of my friends and people I hang out with, they're always like, Brendan, so why are you always happy, and why do you always seem like you have your stuff together? It doesn't matter what goes on in your life, you're barely ever phased. And the first thought that goes through my mind is, okay, yes, I am very happy, and yes, my life is somewhat put together. But the third thing is, I'm human, just like you guys. I go through the exact same emotions you guys go through. I mess up, I make mistakes, and I'm just human, you know? Being human is to err. So that means, basically, we make mistakes. That's what we do. But there are some things that you can do to help you through situations, to avoid depression, to avoid just falling off the map or whatever the case might be. You know, maybe something happens in a relationship and you're feeling really down about it and you can't seem to get out of that cycle. Maybe something's going wrong with school or your parents or whatever, sickness. I don't know what it could be. But this actually points to my article that I wrote the other day, and it was about the 3 different things that you should do for yourself every day. And it actually turned out to be 4 different things. While I was writing it, I thought of the 4th one. So those 4 things are working out, meditating, getting out and socialize, and pursuing a hobby. Those things are basically created to put stability within your life. You need that stability so when something does happen, that you can fall back on all those 4 things and do those 4 things, and that will keep you pretty much in a very stable, combined place, rather than if, you know, something happens with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever the case may be, and you're just everywhere, you don't know what's going on, you feel lost, you are almost acting out of no thought. You're just doing and doing and doing and doing and doing, which can be very bad. But when you do have those 4 things you can fall back on, like I said, it creates that stability within your life, and you can build things from there. And the next concept is change what you have the power to change. A lot of times in life, we do come across situations in which we really do not have the power to change. And that can be, you know, trying to change somebody's mind. And if you do try to change somebody's mind through some techniques or whatever you use, that is considered manipulation, and we don't want to do that. You can't change, you know, facts or things that have happened in the past. You can't change it, so why try? The best thing to do is just to get up and move on from it, and I know that sounds a lot easier than it is, but you gotta really put that concept in your mind, because otherwise you're gonna end up just building up all this emotion and all this, you know, logic and all this stuff that you just put behind situations that you can't change, and you're basically just screwing yourself over, because like I said, it's not going to change, so why try and change it? Change what you do have the power to change. A lot of times that comes from internally. So that's like, if you don't like a situation, you fix that yourself, or you change your perspective on the situation rather than judging the situation itself. A lot of people don't have that ability to do it, but that just comes with practice and time, and actually maturity to be able to, focus on yourself and focus on your own reality and changing your own reality instead of trying to change other people's reality. Another word on stability is when things aren't working out, you really need to take a step back and look at your values, your morals, and qualities about yourself that you hold true basically to yourself and that you live by. A lot of times people don't even sit down. It's actually surprising. People don't actually sit down and write out their values or their morals, but I think that's a very good exercise to go through. So when you do go through a crisis or a situation, you can even, if you wanted to, you could write it and put it in your wallet or something like that. So if something comes up, you just take out that little piece of paper and you can say, all right, I'm going to make a decision based off my values and my morals, and here they are outlined, and this is the direction I'm going to head. That makes things actually a lot easier rather than making a decision based off of the moment, which a lot of people do, and they end up in even worse situations, and then they make another decision and it makes it even worse and worse and worse and worse. So a lot of times if you have some type of stability, like I talked about earlier with those four things you can do for yourself every day, and you have your values and your morals, basically that creates a huge block of stability in your life, and that is something that is going to be constant. So when other things do arise, you are not afflicted. You're not mentally afflicted by those things.